Namaste, beautiful. Welcome to practice. Today I'm going to teach you, to the best of my ability, to stand up from and then drop back to wheel. So first things first, please be sure that your back is warmed up before beginning to practice this. Okay? It's very important. This is very deep back bending and I don't want you to get hurt. Okay? So that could mean doing an entire practice. Another way that I like to warm up sometimes is by doing moon salutation, because there's so many back bends in it. And I would recommend that if you haven't done anything yet for your back today, you go through it about 6 times. Okay? All right. Now I'm going to tell you what I believe to be 2 of the most important things for this particular skill. Number 1. Having a solid wheel, having a solid Dhanurasana. So that means being able to have your arms at least pretty straight when you're in your wheel. So your feet, about hip width distance, your knees about the same distance. So feeling really solid in your wheel. Okay, so please make sure that that is something that your body has already achieved before trying to stand up and drop back. Okay? Number 2. And number 2 might seem a little bit cliche. Maybe you're gonna roll your eyes a bit. Number 2, believe in yourself. Okay? So much of why people struggle with a lot of skills, but this one in particular is fear, is the mind tricking you. Okay, the mind telling you that it's scary. Okay? So, and I believe this to be true in pretty much every single skill, particularly the more advanced ones. If you can see it in your mind, you can get it in your body. Okay? So that's how I am able to get myself to get new skills in my body, is I close my eyes and I visualize myself doing it until I can do it. Seriously. Even if I take days off from actually physically practicing it, I'm visualizing myself doing it. I'm seeing myself doing it. Okay? So that's really important, particularly for something like this that can cause a lot of fear in people. Okay? So now I'm going to demonstrate so that you have something to visualize before we go into practicing it. And while I demonstrate, then I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. Okay? So I'm going to start from wheel because I think that standing up first before dropping back, A, is less scary, and B, because it's less scary, then you can learn in your body, you can teach your body what it's doing, because then you're just reversing it when you drop back. Okay? So, going up to wheel. So, you don't need to be in the tightest wheel ever when you are standing up and dropping back. You can be a bit tighter. It's probably harder, I think, when you're tighter. So you want to be making sure that you're pulling your belly button up toward the ceiling here. So really extending and trying not to be sinking into the back. Okay? And then to help you stand up, so oftentimes when we're in wheel, then we're trying to kind of open the shoulders and be pushing over the shoulders. But then when you stand up, what you're doing is you're shifting forward and you're bringing your hips forward first. So bringing the hips forward, and then you use that momentum of bringing the hips forward to then roll up by each vertebrae. So you want to go from the bottom to the top when we're going up. Okay? So we're over the shoulders, and then we rock, and we stand. And then you bring the hands down. And then when we drop back, then we're reversing it. Now, I do this, and I am going to teach this solely by bringing your hands up and then dropping back. I know that there are people who teach it with Anjali Mudra and then going back that way. I'm not one of those people. Should I tell you why? I don't think it's teaching the body exactly the right movement. I think that when you have your arms up and then you're going from the top, then that is how you're really teaching the body the right movement. Because what you want to be doing is you want to be going from your head down now to the tailbone, right? So when you stood up, we were going from the tailbone to the head. And now that we're going back, we're going from the head to the tailbone. So I think sometimes when people start Pranamasana, then they're not bringing the head back first. And you know what that is? Fear, right? It's less scary to do it this way. But if you can stand up, you can drop back. You can. So that said, my recommendation is that you lift your arms up and then you flex the hands. So like we would do in a moon salutation, so you flex the hands and then you start to bring the shoulders back here. And so then you are going to look up, you're going to start looking back, and what you want to be doing is you want to be looking where you want your hands to land. There are a lot of things in life that if you look for where you want to go, you will end there. So whether you're walking, I really learned this riding scooter. If you look over there, you're going to go over there. And it's the same thing with dropping back to wheel. So you lift the arms up, flex the hands back, start to bring the arms back behind the shoulders, then move the head back and start to just look back. And as you look back, it's going to make you bend your back. And then look toward the floor. And then your hands will land. Okay? So if you want to watch it again, you can go and watch it again. And then I want you to be holding that in your mind. And now because it's been a little bit, then we are together just to make sure that everybody is warmed up before we go ahead and try it all together. I want us to go through just one moon salutation just to be sure. If you can't tell, my back bends are by far my weakest thing flexibility wise. And also, if you can't tell, I'm dripping sweat because I did a full practice before this because I need to. Okay, so let's get to the moon salutation. So let's go ahead and bring our feet about hip width distance apart. Bring our hands into prayer. Take a breath. And let's begin. Inhale, reach the arms up, back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step the left foot back, turn it out, reach the arms up, back bend. Exhale, plant the hands next to the right foot, step the right foot back into Parvatasana. Hold the breath, drop the knees down, drop the chest down, drop the chin down. Inhale, coming up into Cobra, back bend. Tuck the toes, push the hips back into Parvatasana. Inhale, step the right foot forward, reach the arms up, back bend. Exhale, plant the hands next to the right foot, step the left foot forward into forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms, back bend. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. And let's do the other side. Inhale, arms up, back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step the right foot back, reach the arms up, back bend. Exhale, plant the hands next to the left foot. Step the left foot back into Parvatasana. Hold the breath. Bring the knees down. Bring the chest down. Bring the chin down. Inhale, up to Cobra. Tuck the toes. Exhale, push it back to Parvatasana. Inhale, step the left foot forward. Reach the arms up. Back bend. Exhale, plant the hands next to the left foot. Step the right foot forward into forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms, back bend. Exhale, hands to heart, center. All right, now, time to start believing in yourself. So, visualizing. You can pick whichever position that you find works best for visualization. It might help if you're in some kind of back bend to do so. So since we're going to first be coming up from the wheel, then maybe it would help to have your back bent so that you can be imagining then how you would stand. Okay? So maybe let's go into, you can take a Sphinx, or you can take a Cobra, you can take Up Dog. I guess I'll go into Cobra. Okay? And then closing down the eyes. I want you to imagine yourself in the most beautiful wheel you've ever done in your life. Imagine rocking forward so you're over the shoulders, and then rocking, pushing the hips forward and rolling the back up vertebra by vertebra until you are standing. And then you bring your hands down and you smile really big because you just did it. Okay. If you want to do that more than once, go ahead. If you're ready to give it a try, let's do it. Okay? So, here we go. Taking our wheel. So, I recommend doing it pretty tight, but maybe not your tightest. So, bringing the feet, touching them to the butt, taking the hands, making bunny ears, and with an inhale, pushing up. Maybe walk it tighter. All right, so now let's go. So bringing the shoulders now over the hands more. Feeling that stretch in the shoulders. And then when I say go, I want you to bring the hips more over the feet. So shooting the hips forward and then roll the spine up. 1, 2, 3, go. And stand. And bring the hands to heart center. Now, if you are standing here with me, amazing job. I'm super proud of you. If you are not standing here with me, also amazing job. I'm still super proud of you. Practice and all is coming. Okay? Now, if you're ready to now drop back because you just stood up, then let's go for that. But first we're going to visualize it. So let's visualize it in Pranamasana. So as if we just stood up from wheel. So taking the hands to the heart center, closing down the eyes. And maybe take that smile. Maybe it never left your face because you're so excited that you just stood up from wheel. And imagine yourself inhaling, reaching your arms up. Starting to bring the hands behind the shoulders, looking back. Exhaling as you look toward the floor and plant your hands exactly where you're looking that they would plant. Did you see it? If you don't see it, keep trying to visualize it until you see it. If you saw it, then let's go ahead and do it. All right, here we go. So let's bring the hands back to heart center. And here we go. Inhale, reach the arms up, flex the hands back, hold the hands back behind the shoulders. Inhale again, because we just kind of took a while. Look the head back, look at the hands. Exhale, start to look toward the floor. And find your wheel. And then you can stand up again if you want. Woo, all right, amazing. I super hope that that helped, and I also hope that if it did help, then you can continue to apply the visualization to any other skills that you might be working on. I've been doing this since I was in high school, and I ran track. My dad told me, before all of your races, visualize yourself winning. And man, I did that, and I won a lot of my races, let me tell you. So there's really, 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 really something to it. I am not just saying this. It is what I do, and it's what I believe in. And I also believe deeply that if you believe in yourself, if you can see yourself do it, you can do it. Okay? So, and I almost forgot to say, now that we have done that deep back bending, I would also recommend that you do something to counter what you just did in your back. So I would recommend doing some kind of forward folding. So if you just sit and gently lie down in seated forward fold for about 10 breaths, that's great. And then afterwards, I recommend doing some twisting. So even if you just do like recline twists, 10 breaths on the right side, 10 breaths on the left side, that should do it. You can also do more of a cool down, but that should be good. Okay. On that note, thank you so much for being here with me, for trusting me and allowing me to guide you. I will see you in the next class. Love and namaste.